Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're going to be taking a look at EffOrt once again here. He is going to be going up against one of the strongest Terrans out there in sSak. sSak, definitely a player with a more technical style, so I think EffOrt's going to be pretty well suited. I went in pretty big depth against Royal in that last match that we casted. Talking about that and how EffOrt's style, I think, is just pretty good as decisive kind of plays, not leaning only on macroing the late game. Can make him really good against these more technical players like Royal, like sSak. So we'll see about that. We're on Dominator right now. And yeah, just excited to see some more EffOrt games. Hope that you guys are enjoying. I'm going to be doing at least one more after this. Then we might jump around a little bit and just EffOrt will be kind of in the rotation of players that we're looking at. But thank you guys very much for checking out ArtosisCasts. I hope that you are enjoying the content. I hope you've been enjoying ASL as well. As you're watching this, only the finals remains, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, no spoilers or anything, although you probably have seen everything by now. It's been a great season, and I can't wait to see how it ends. But also, I don't know, the in-between seasons I enjoy as well. There's something about it, like ASL is so exciting, so great. I think it's good that it's like twice a year. I would take one more. I would take 3 times a year. 4 times a year would be too much. That'd be like, well, I guess that would kind of be like some of the old days. I don't know, maybe that would be better. I don't know, you guys can let me know. There's something about having tournaments. What was this? It's like, what is he doing with that drone? A little brain fart there, maybe. I think that was for scouting. But there's something about having the tournaments spread out a little bit, like the most prestigious. You know, back in the prime of StarCraft, there was OSL, MSL, and Pro League all the time, and all were very important. But it was like 6 Star Leagues a year plus Pro League basically all year long. And the thing is, like, I mean, I watched everything, but it was a lot. It was a lot to watch everything. And definitely, you know, it being like, I'm probably like considered a StarCraft like super fan, right? So like I have almost unlimited want to watch StarCraft matches, but like that is very, very much. I don't know. I guess you guys can let me know what you think, if there should be more like ASL type things. But I like it when I like the rotation of like quieter times as well, where it's like, okay, this is the period of time where everyone can kind of get better. Like, you know, I do value that. Like and by the way, this is a 3-hatch play from EffOrt, which is interesting. But like, for instance, I love to go to LAN tournaments, right? That's like one of my very favorite things to do in the whole world. And, you know, I would go to as many LAN tournaments as basically exist, but there's something nice about like when you have a few months sometimes in between them, and I'm like, I can really work on my game, you know, like I can really try to become a lot better for this next one, as opposed to sometimes you've seen, like, for instance, at the beginning of StarCraft 2, it was super exciting flying around to tournaments all the time, but the players playing all the time didn't get to practice that much. I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling, but there's also something to what I'm saying, I think. You can let me know, I guess, what you think. Anyways, let's just take a look at the game. This is a +1 opener from sSak with a wall. So one of the better openers that you can really get. And he's going up against 3-hatch, and he knows that. So there's a couple ways you can play this. You can play this with 5 racks and try to put lots of pressure on. Or you can do the Mihu style, which we have seen other pros starting to adopt a little bit recently, which is go 3 racks. You could go 4 as well. It's a possibility, but 3 kind of fits if you're trying to go for a faster factory. I actually quite like the 3 racks variant right now, because I think no one's playing directly into the +1 builds. Like, there was a point in time where the strength of the +1 and the amount of Marines, people were like, I think I can hold it, and like then they won't and you win. But like if they do hold it, you kind of lose. So there's something to adjusting. And it's not that it's bad to go for the extra racks. Like, I think it's actually overall stronger, but like I think it's good to also sometimes give a nod to, like, I got a really quick upgrade. My second upgrade will be really quick, and I'm going to, in the mid-game, be very, very strong. Anyways, he is going to the 5 barracks play, which is, this is very, very stock standard. If you go +1, like, this is considered the best play against 3 hatch openers, is +1 5 racks. You're just you can put on so much pressure, the mutas can barely touch your base. So he scans, he sees, okay, already a couple sunks. You're not going to get better than that, really. Well, he actually throws down a 3rd one, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, sSak is not even really going to try to move out. And he cancels the 3rd. Oh, that's kind of cool. He put it down while the scan was there and then got rid of it. So for a little bit of money, he made it seem like he was really well defended. That's an interesting way to do that. So the Spire is about to finish. And he'll be popping out as many mutas as possible. If he can get 9, that would be insane. But no, it looks like his gas is going to allow about 6. Maybe he gets up +1 quicker and slows those mutas down. Not sure. We'll see. But +1 and range both on the way. Yeah, he does start 6 mutas immediately. You really want 7 as quickly as you possibly can so you can one-shot those SCVs. But the Marines walking out forward a little bit. Ling's trying to run by. sSak ready, though. EffOrt very quickly turns around. And his +1 is going to finish. So, not a very, very busy early game here. So, there's those first 6 mutas. No upgrade yet. And there's already +1 attack for sSak. So, sSak looking really strong. EffOrt going to throw down his 3rd base in this other main. So, this is going to turn the game probably into a counterattack-based game. We'll talk about that in a second, but the mutas come in. He actually loses one already, unfortunately. Okay, so if your opponent is playing 5 racks +1, and you're taking another main base like this, and this is so far away, the odds of holding that are very slim. Like, if he sends his entire army, it's dead. There's no way to hold it. So what happens is you threaten counterattacks. Okay, so it's this little back and forth where you have Lings and mutas, and you see he is moving out, but you're making the Sunkens here. So he's not actually gonna attack. He's forcing the Sunkens, and that'll be that. But so if you have a lot of Ling muta, they have to decide, okay, how much bio am I gonna send at this additional base? Because you're assuming that this is very well defended, which is exactly what he's doing. So it's like, okay, if I send my whole force, and then his whole force counterattacks, I'm in trouble. Like, look at this right here. Okay, as soon as his Sunkens are ready, he counterattacks. This is high value for EffOrt. This is very high value for EffOrt. Look at the amount of damage he's getting done. And then sSak is like, shit, I gotta attack. And you gotta get at these Lings there. Oh man, the Lings are actually really late coming in. They needed to come in with the mutas. But he's getting a lot of damage here with his own mutas as well. And it looks like he will hold also. So that was definitely an error from sSak. It's funny, I'm trying to teach about the principle of counterattacking. And then it happens before our eyes, and I can't finish teaching about the principle, but I guess experience is the best teacher. You just saw it right there. But yeah, generally, it doesn't turn into an attack here. What it turns into is this Bioforce trying to get here, and then as Zerg, you see how much they're committing, and you either kill it because it's not enough, or you counterattack because it's too much. Very hard to hit the proper line. And that's for both sides. For Zerg to make that decision correctly and for Terran to make that decision correctly. So, like, anytime you see a +1 build going up against another main with the 3rd hatchery with Mutaling, this is the exact situation that it should turn into. It should turn into. And it is what we've seen here. Although the counterattack was up here instead, which was, you know. A lot of times what happens is Zerg sacks this, they do a counterattack, and it does maybe even more damage than we just saw there. Yeah. Okay, where are we at? Little hidden group of Marine Medic. It's not that strong. Double sunk in here. That would slow that small group long enough for him to go down and save it. Full group of mutas right now. No upgrades, by the way. He's not even trying to get upgrades. Instead, rushing to Hive and getting lurkers. So, should just be into like a regular lurker defiler play, it looks like. And, you know, lurker defiler play, especially once you've done damage to a +1 build like this, like he's on 30 SCVs. That's less than you normally have when you start making your missile turrets. So you're looking to have like 33 plus there. Now, this Bioforce is starting to move out, and the counterattack from this position when you're already being under attack, this is sSak being very desperate. sSak is very close to dead right now, I think. Because it just comes down to these lurkers. The lurkers are going to finish before he can break the Sunkens. So EffOrt's actually fine. In fact, this pullback from EffOrt was incorrect. He should have just stayed over here. Because, like, the thing is, maybe you get nervous that he's going to get there before your lurkers. But as long as you burrow these lurkers behind those Sunkens, just run, click them there and burrow. That's a terrible burrow location. They needed to be here. Because you can get up to the side here. So he's inching them forward, inching them forward. There you go. Okay, and you can see this is on fire. He lost his bio army over here. The two Sunkens slowed it as expected. Great fundamental play here from EffOrts. The only thing that I felt like was a bit of a mistake was pulling back the mutas there, but bringing the mutas down here to clear that, that's good. It's just no reason to pull them up against that bio when you have those lurkers about to finish. But yeah, this is just expertly played. Feels like a very one-sided game at the moment, but I guess, you know, he's got this Bioforce. It's a good size. It's going down towards the third. And even though sSak took a lot of damage and his SCV count is utter garbage, let's say he breaks this base. It doesn't look like that's... Oh! That was really good from sSak. That was really good. Okay, so... let's see. You know, he's playing right now against 1-1 with no upgrades on his mutas, but his micro is so good. Plus, he's got the sunk, and the egg is screwing everything up too. I think he's actually fine. Yeah. Seems to me like he's just going to be fine here. He's got some additional lings coming in. As those come in, he should be able to clear everything. Oops. Bad. Shaky camera work. We're in the Blair Witch project right now. Okay, so he will end up clearing that. Because what I was going to say is, like, if sSak were to kill this base, the game actually becomes somewhat even. 2-base Zerg, even if 2-base Terran got hurt, basically once they get up to Starport Tech, like, the 2-base Terran is actually generally ahead, even in kind of hurt positions. Like, Zerg just needs that third base in this matchup. So anyways, he does end up holding that. Lots of lurkers down here. And, okay, sSak is going to GG. So that was like not... that was a bit anticlimactic, but I feel like that was actually a very good game for learning purposes. Like I was talking about, when you're doing a +1 build, you're trying to utilize your high marine count and your +1 attack to deny the third base. In this particular game, he attacked here instead of the third. If he had attacked the third, he would have killed the third, but the counterattack could have done very well. And the counterattack still did very well. And the thing is, don't forget, when you're doing the +1 builds, it slows your tech. So it's harder to get the high cost efficiency against the mutas unless you can force them to engage you, which EffOrts did correctly and just did not engage. So anyways, very good fundamental plays from EffOrts. I think he really clearly outplayed sSak there. Hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.